Angels, a fan favorite archetype for sure. However, it's been printed a little bit differently recently. Angels used to generally get printed at the 5 mana or up category, but they've been getting a lot of cheaper angels that have come around to kind of formulate an aggro deck that kind of finishes its game plan off sometimes in the mid game instead of in the late game. If you get to the late game, sometimes you can struggle or get like very sloppy and busy board states. Other than that, we've gotten Giada recently. We've gotten Youthful Valkyrie. Well, recently is within a year or so. But Righteous Valkyrie, and then we've had like something like Resplendent Angel, which has been the most dominant angel for a really long time because it's so cheap and it has effects when you gain life, making more angels. But then we get things like the Bishop of Wings, which has been out for quite some time. But then with the addition of Gianna, which is still actively played in standard, things that are rotated out in the last rotation. And then Skyclave, which is a land plus a cleric that can kind of combo off with the Valkyrie and get our life total high. And another creature still active in standard and Inspiring Overseer. Skyclave being something that we can kind of remove a troublesome creature out of the way or permanent. We pick up a Kiora later at some point with this to slow them down significantly. Other than that, we have 8 copies of Look at the Top X cards, put creatures in our from them into play. So we're just going to hop into the games, see how they go, and I hope you enjoy. You go first. These branch off pathways can both be played on white here, so it's not as big of an issue as it might seem. So we'll keep. We're saying having green's nice, but we do have a Kaya's Reconstruction here. A Kyla's? Kaya's? Keep all of this. Play this on the white side. Pass. I think the only real problems with Angels a lot of times is not having that turn 1 play. We can mono green here. We get to kind of do both now. Play Giada. Giada can allow all my other angels that come in later to get huge. Bishop, I think the life gain part is not going to be a super big factor here. Fires will be a little bit hard for them to interact with. Don't have to worry about it until they find a Cavalier of Thorns. A high possibility of just playing a Skyclave as well next turn. Alright, well, we get a Kiora. Can you just get this? Non-token permanent. Yeah, so we're definitely going to ease this Kiora for sure. We could argue like beating it down, but I don't think we want to allow them to draw any cards, nor play a Nykthos and just start activating it and stuff. We'll eat that. We'll attack for 2. We have another land to play a Kai's Reconstruction, but obviously the more we can wait on that, the better. And we can play our entire hand out too. That seems just like the better play. There's the Nykthos that we were afraid of. Though I don't think they would have been able to do a whole too much next turn with it. But allowing us to kind of just attack them straight up instead of having to work on breaking that down just feels really nice. We'll pay 2 here. This is a little bit of a problem. Their Nykthos is up to 4 now. Play a Bishop. Now play a Resplendent Angel. They get huge, gain some life. They just kind of hold back until we play land, play this Kaya's Reconstruction. Kyla's Reconstruction, and then depending on when we hit, we could just completely explode. -2. This could be a cage. Probably should be. Cityscape Leveler. Okay. That is dealable with. We can handle that. I had to play another Besage, giving up their other land. Well, Haven. Fine. Act there, giving up their Karn. At 4 damage, we do not care about. But before we look at Karn, we can see if we just hit lethal. 6, 10, 17. Pretty much. Right? So 10, 14, 15, 16, 17, they're at 18. So here, 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 here. Now we make another angel, get a whole lot more life. So on a green can have crazy turns for sure, but not gonna have one there. Get to come out with that. Corner goes first. We have a decent hand here. His hand's like fine. Play this into this. Make it a big 3/5 that can kind of short attack anything. We're playing against Boros, so. Oh no, we're playing against Convoke. Well, it's Boros Convoke, but what we're playing against. All right. We have a Kai's Reconstruction. What are the odds that we end up playing this? Not very high, so let's just play our Temple Garden down. We're gonna have quite the turn here. Ooh. Catch the second spell. Make a Spirit. And I have 4 creatures. Sort of convoking the big guy. Oh, here we can play out a Castle Ardenvale. We'll go ahead and play Giada. Loxodon's possible. Other convoke creatures possible. If they do that, they tap down their team. Pretty much. Eldarian Epic here. Loxodon's free. Oh, that's permanently the city's blessing. That too will let hit. Not too regarded on that. We'll play this. Reason being, it's a big creature. It can kind of body block. I have a lot of flyers here. I can attack, but I think trading off to Giada doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Might have to cast Kyler's Reconstruction for 1 here. What's the second spell? They have all the drops. Now they have to kind of make a decision when is attacking worth it. And they still choose not to. We could play this, gain a little bit of life, add an extra blocker. If they didn't attack like that, I feel like they're a little afraid to attack us anyway. Play this down to 1/3. Gains us a little bit of life. It's also a cleric, so like our Valkyrie gains life. All little things that add up to a lot. And then we can play a land and play out this Kai's Reconstruction. We want to try to hit 2 permanents instead of just 1. 1 could be really good, but with much stuff as they have here, it's kind of hard to justify it, in my opinion. Draw again. Now I hear I'm going to go ahead and go for it. 2. Get 2 things. We have 7 more copies of this type of thing in our deck, so we're perfectly fine letting this go. And now I think we just go ahead. Skyclave's good, but I don't think it really does anything. So we're going to grab a Valkyrie, respond to Angel, get our life total through the roof. All of our creatures are going to become massive. Equal to his toughness is 5, so that's going to be 10 life plus another one entered at 6. We're going to gain 6 more life. We're going to gain 16, go all the way up to 36. These will be turned on. They'll all get an additional 4/4. This is just a 6/6 vigilance creature. Like, this can attack now because our life total will be so high that we feel safe. Got a lot going on. We dodged any convoke card from our opponent, so we're taking that. Go first in our hand. It's a little awkward. We don't have any turn 1 play anyway, so a land or a 2-drop makes us fine. We'll try his hand. Us being first will let us get to these cards a little bit sooner, and having a collected company hopefully into a Kai's Reconstruction should be fine enough. Place on the white side, no 2-drop drawn or land. Draw another 3-drop. I've been playing a lot of ramp decks or land abundant decks, so this might be a little bit risky on my side, like on my end. Playing the deck a little bit inappropriately. Okay, we find land. A 2 life. My Valkyrie. Valkyrie's gonna be softer removal here, like maybe a Skyclave. Wedding announcement. Okay. We hit a land. Well, you know what that means. I cast a collected company. The chance of hitting all this, I think, is pretty low, so we'll just do it on their turn. Normally, if you see Nykthos in a white deck, they're typically playing Angels as well. Yorion's a little weird for me. I would assume when I saw Yorion, there's going to be like blue-white. Maybe like a flicker deck. And I guess it could still be a flicker deck. Let priority pass to see what will happen. That hits. We'll cast this now in case we hit only a Skyclave or something. We hit pretty well. Call this pretty well. It's exactly right. I mean, pretty sure it's exactly. The worst part about recording your games is looking at that and be like, yeah, that's lethal, and then hitting them and it's not lethal because then you just look really dumb. So I was like, now that I said it out loud, I just gotta attack. Like, just like that. Select company can win a game on instead. Alright, we'll keep all of this, I think. Yeah, play this as a land, play this. That means our deck is full lands. Play 24. We have a couple of 2-drops in our hand, so we feel fine. Especially with the Giada find here. It can be a mana source if they don't feel obligated to remove Giada, but I doubt it. Oh, Death Touch. Oh, we'll attack for 2. I'll connect. As the beginning of keep opponent controls my permanent bounty counter on it whenever counter. Yeah, okay. We will play out Resplendent Angel. Or 4/4. You can put a counter on whatever you would like. Giada's like a little nice piece here as well because it allows us, like, for example, with the Resplendent Angel, it doesn't die to a Heartless Act here because they have to remove the counter. Brawl. We fight. Okay. And then indestructible, and then it gets attacked as well. With the combat, we'll attack. And again. We just play another one down. I think so. I guess we'd really like to find some lands here. Surprised they didn't prioritize the Giada at any point, considering I've casted 2 3-drops, and I've only had 2 lands in play. Maybe they'll prioritize it here at some point. Destroy target non-land permanent. They go for Resplendent Angel again. Can't cast this because this doesn't work on it. Combat. Play another 3-drop, and they remove it as well. Target here again. I guess with this, we shouldn't play around Heartless Act anyway, because this puts a counter on it. I guess, because then Heartless Act can't kill it if it has a bounty counter, because it has to remove it. I guess. It's getting slammed, but it's fine. Hey, we find a land. Nice. We'll play Bishop. Attack. Play you from Valkyrie. Here's a 2/4. What are we targeting now? They finally decided to target Giada. This is extra. Will have Death Touch until end of turn. The one creature that's been in play is the Death Touch creature. I don't know if I care. That attacks me at all. Here's Skyclave, and now this is actually viable. These are kind of going whatever. The only thing that's really been a problem for us is this, so we'll remove it. I'll attack out. Gotten so much value off this one creature with Death Touch. I'm ramping like crazy though. Want. Gildred. Okay. Nighthawk Scavenger. This has been holding back on creatures. I see how it is. We play this, but I think we're just supposed to Skyclave to shield it out. Oh, though. Yeah, I'll play it. Take the shielded. And one is kind of like threatening, and we'll hold back. No reason to let them kind of block for free here. Other than land, Kai's Reconstruction becoming a lot more of a reasonable target. Play Giada. A bit more to the board, because why not? I have to worry about this bishop too. It's one of the reasons I'm not afraid to kind of commit to the board a little bit here. As they kill our angels, we'll make a lot of spirits. I think it's only angels, yeah. Okay. Didn't know if maybe it applied for Clerk as well. Hey! Wait, another one. We play this and just hope we hit. What I'm gonna do. Righteous Valkyrie in there. Oh lord, it is, and we're about to go wild. Everything's huge. I think we just ship in the team. I think there's no reason not to. Force them to trade off their board. Right? Or is that dumb? They're probably gonna block this, so. Or am I just in the part of like being too passive? Maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna attack out. I'm playing a lot of spot removal. Going to be aggressive. Okay. I'll gain a little bit of life here. Make a spirit. Make an angel. We'll gain a lot more life. I'm just like, all the untapped mana kind of is what had me fear. You know, staring that down. This Obliterator could fight something. I'd just sack all my lands. They're at 3, it just won't matter. I assume that's what we got here. 9 to 9. Okay. Sacrifice 9 permanents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Game really just said, hey man, you have to sack 9 permanents. We're gonna give you no time to pick. That instantly got hit with the time there. Like, post game wrap up here. We're gonna talk about angels a little bit. Things I like, things I don't really like. One is, I don't know if I necessarily like that we're just mono white. I think the reward of playing like Land War Elves when you're in green feels really nice if you're going to go that route. But I also kind of like in the past have like blue-white angels, and mainly for one creature specifically, as I'll try to find it here. I unhighlight my white. For like this, whenever you're bringing things in, especially now that we got Kaya's reconstruction, which is typically seen as better than Collected Company, at least in terms of grabbing the creatures, because you can go one deeper, and then like also you can pay more into it. So if you have a pile of 4 or 5 angels, like you can grab them all. But Collected Company is also really good because you do it on your opponent's turn. So definitely kind of a mix and match trade off there. But I feel like we play a lot of green lands just to play Collected Company, which seems a little bit weird. Just from my first initial couple of games coming back to this type of deck. And also, me personally, I would really like to play Errant Giada, like try it. It has flash and flying. Now, whether this goes into more of a flash deck than it is an angel deck, but having access to this whenever you are trying to play something like Collected Company, so let's call it Bant Angels at that point. Having this on top, and then like also, even if this is your top deck draw, whenever you're kind of empty-handed, because sometimes Angels will have that where you go down and no cards and you don't have any extra refills. This can play anything with flash or flying off the top of our library, and everything we have in terms of like one angel, Valkyrie, Inspiring Overseer, Giada, other Valkyrie, they all have flying. So this can just start playing stuff off the top, which is really nice and kind of help us get to those land drops that we want to make, but not needing a land drop, but not sacrificing the potential creature draw or Collected Company draw and stuff like that. Because with this deck, you want to keep pretty heavy hands and hope to draw the lands when you need them. But other than that, kind of my thoughts whenever it comes to just like the Angels in general. But how this deck performed was pretty well. There's a lot of creativity going around the one-shot cannon version of it. And if you can get above 30 life, you can pretty much combat that deck for the most part. And because on the back end, you can swing back for a lot. So Resplendent Angel and Righteous Valkyrie kind of help body that in general. Plus, they have some thickness to them in terms of being like a 2/4. And if the buff's active, this is literally a 4/6. So it's huge. And if you ever get to the point that somehow block all that or something like that, or you do enough where you stay alive, you're pretty much going to swing back for lethal. And there's not a whole lot they can do to stop you if they don't have like a creature removal heavy hand, and if they do, then it's less likely they're going to creativity you immediately. Other than that, mono red generally a favorite matchup because of the amount of life you can gain. We obviously lost to the Themekin version, which is just hard for us to deal with anyway. We don't really have any main board like interaction to stop it once they start going. We tried to cast Collected Company to hit the Skyclave to exile it and force them, if they only had sorcery spells in their hand, to kind of lose out on that turn, and then I think we would have pulled it out, but we missed, which can happen. There was only 3 left in the deck, so definitely a possibility. Other than that, I like it. Not playing any 1-drops also is kind of weird. Like, being an aggro deck and just ignoring that we can play 1-mana creatures is a very hard, tall task to have, I think. But in Angels, it's hard to find that one drop that you would really like to put into your deck. So other than that, I hope you all enjoyed the video. I hope this is a little bit insightful. If not, sorry for wasting your time. But I'll see you around in the next one. Thanks.